buy these powerful Yu-Gi-Oh cards before they skyrocket in price. Because I failed miserably at Monday's video trying to do market watch or something, I don't know. I decided to go back to the old but gold. Big Dog. I know y'all remember this. Only the OGs remember this. Y'all know about this. Y'all know about Old Reliable. Yeah. Let's go ahead and jump on in. What's going on with y'all, big dogs? And it is an amazing day for Yu-Gi-Oh! I hope that your day is just like this light, because not trying to like a locked character. Phenomenal. But if it isn't, don't let what happened at the beginning of your day ruin the rest of your day. So there are a couple of things we have to talk about. With Rarity Collection 5 already being confirmed and us knowing the entire slate of products that are coming out within the next few months, we pretty much know that there are cards that we should possibly be avoiding, just for the sake of reprints and stuff like that. But then there's also some cards that you genuinely need to have. Cards that are for competitors, whether you're TCG or Genesis, long-term investments, and of course, because we like our risk and our reward. In today's video, not only will I be talking about those particular cards and the risk behind them, I'll also even be giving you insight as a person that is buying Yu-Gi-Oh cards along the way. And the only thing that I ask you guys to do is, if you guys are going on TCG Player, just use my link down below. Oh, and of course, buy the Raven Wings, but that's for a little later. There are some cards that I think that are high risk and high reward, and we should probably talk about those cards first. Keep in mind, big dogs, Rarity Collection 5 isn't until April of 2026, so we still have some time. Also, like I said in previous videos, it's pretty easy to figure out which cards are in Rarity Collection 5 just by looking at 4. We got half of the Vanquish Soul cards, half of the Mementos, and some of the Lunalights, so it's almost a no-brainer that the rest of those cards will be in 5. We also finally got those long-awaited cash tier cards that I've been saying that are going to be in Rarity Collections 3 and 4. And I also think that it's going to be more than likely we'll be receiving cards like Six Samurais and the Bystials. But a card that I absolutely think is a huge risk is 7th Tachyon. Now, 7th Tachyon is a really powerful card for Genesis players. It also is a pretty strong card for the TCG. Its functionality allows you to search just about anything in fire, earth, and light-based Yu-Gi-Oh strategies. And seeing that the 7th Ascension was in Rarity Collection 4, it's almost guaranteed to be in 5, so why would I tell you to buy it? My brothers in Christ, Burst Protocol is set to make its debut in February, 2 full months before Rarity Collection 5. And provided that there's no leaks, there's no confirmation that 7th Tachyon would be a card in there. But one thing that we do know about both Genesis and TCG players is that Exo Sisters and other strategies alike that 7th Tachyon will benefit will be heavily tested, potentially making this card more expensive than what it is now. I'm not gonna lie to you, big dogs, this is a lot of stipulation and of course a decent amount of risk. But boy, if you play your cards right, quite literally, you might be walking away with something. Currently, 7th Tachyon is a $30 Yu-Gi-Oh card, and I want to put some emphasis is that this card only comes out of one set, Maze of the Masters. A set that players weren't too keen on picking up. And sometimes it's just better off to have a card and not need it than to need the card and not have it. Really depends on how much you are willing to risk for 7th Tachyon. Now, this also does bring to mind another risky like Yu-Gi-Oh card. Typically, they don't tend to print a lot of cards from the Maze sets and stuff like that, but Divine Golden Shadow Dragon Jacluxian is actually crazy. This card allows you to be able to add a Galaxy or Tachyon card just from being special summoned from the extra deck. It doesn't even have to properly be summoned, which I think is cool. It then allows you to be able to special summon a rank 8 monster with 3000 attack. And while Galaxy Eyes players may be leaning towards Tachyon Dragon, us other Yu-Gi-Oh players may be leaning towards a card that can negate spells and Hope Harbinger. What I find really interesting is that the Millennium Engine can not only lead to full combo for your Tachyon deck, it also can be a spell entrap disruption. And not a lot of people are taking advantage of it. I'm also not very confident that Konami will reprint multiple engines inside of Rarity Collection 5, so that could be something that you guys should look for. I mean, think about it, guys. If the Gastira and Bystial engines get reprinted in Rarity Collection 5, will there really be room for another engine like Millenniums? And also seeing that that both Kashtira and Bestial are a lot older and haven't gotten any reprints anytime soon, it probably would be wiser for Konami to reprint those older cards. The Millennium Monsters, in my opinion, possess the lowest amount of risk taken, especially if you guys look to pick up the QCR cards. Sinjin and Wakes from a Millennium Quarter Century is only $30. That is such an insanely low price for such a powerful card, and has a guaranteed never going to be reprinted in that rarity again. Some people might prefer Starlight over Quarter Century, and I think those are the same people that prefer silver over gold. No hate here. But as a black man, we gotta get that gold. Now those just so happen to be some of my riskiest cards on the list, with quite the big reward. Hypothetically, if these cards do not get a confirmed reprint, boy, you are in trouble. I think these cards at some point in time will be so insanely important for a format, you will regret not picking them up. Just like how I know you will regret not picking up your Raven Wing version 4. Listen here, big dog, this is the only time we reprint something, and it only gets better and better with age. Raven Wing version 4 is not only the #1 sleeves in the entire universe, it's also the cheapest compared to my competitors. Brother man, I have looked at some of their prices, and them is greedy. They are scamming you, my brother. Not only are you guys paying more for second place, you're also getting second place. Go ahead and go to TheCaliEffect.com and purchase your sleeves today. Not only can you guys get the best sleeves in the entire world, you guys can also get some really sick matte designs. And don't worry, more matte designs on the way soon, brother. I just gotta get them printed. Moving on to some more safer investments. Rarity Collection 4 actually left a lot to be desired when it originally came out, but peeking back, it had some cards that we should be investing into. I think both Soul and Luda and Destructive Daruma Cannon are really big investments. Destructive Daruma Cannon is a more safe investment because it's one of the most powerful trap cards we've had printed in quite some time. Soul and Luna is a really good card for the Anea craft strategy that's coming out in Phantom Revenge. These cards have an almost close to 0% chance of getting a reprint in Rarity 5, and they are cards that are pretty relevant for a strategy that could be seen as competitive in the TCG. I know it didn't do well in the OCG, but it's a different ball game out here. If you're looking for cards that are really good for the heck of hands so you can catch these hands, I already told you to pick up a card called Nightmare Apprentice, which searches illusion monsters. It should have been a no-brainer that this card was crazy good. Then there's other really crafty Yu-Gi-Oh cards that players actually used at a YCS that I think can be gaining more attraction. Exchange makes so much sense as a powerful Yu-Gi-Oh card because it allows you to be able to hand check your opponent, but also can give you ownership of your opponent's cards for the duration of the game, making your Heka hands a little bit easier to play. Then there's actually one of the most iconic cards played by Kaiba in Lullaby of Obedience. This is another card that was reprinted in the Anniversary Collection, so it's pretty safe from getting another reprint. But Lullaby of Obedience allows you to be able to use your opponent's cards for your own doing. Heka hands just might not be as trash as I originally said they were. For Killer Tune, it is pretty obvious. All of the good tuners. Red Nova doesn't have any reprint in sight, and if you guys are going to be playing Phantom Revenge, you're going to need this card. It's just way too good to give up. The Cypher cards, Cypher Gear Gamma and Delta, not only double as cards to be able to stop your opponent's most important cards, Delta being able to stop the strongest cards in the game right now, but also can be used as synchro materials in your hand if things go awry. I think these cards are an absolute gold mine, and you have to be a fool not to take advantage of Phantom Revenge coming out a couple of weeks later and picking up these cards before the hype drives them all the way up. Some of these cards I've already mentioned in my Failure Mondays video. Go ahead and check it out. It tells you about the cards that players are picking up right now. The other cards are just some free game for your boy. Now, my favorite part of this video is the last section because I get to lay on all of the cope. I have been right about so many things when it comes to picking up Yu-Gi-Oh cards. I think I'm allowed to miss here and there because overall my ratio is just so good. You really can't be mad. I mean, I got this house because of this. There are some cards that I still think are guaranteed hits. One of them is going to be Jirak Astarak. This card only has one print in Battles of Legends Monsters Mayhem, and players are starting to tech it inside of other Yu-Gi-Oh strategies. Just wait till one of them becomes mainstream. While I will admit that is a lot of dino bias going on, I will also admit that I was completely wrong about Radiant Typhoon cards. They're strong. Radiant Typhoon has the potential to be one of the stronger decks in Yu-Gi-Oh! And is still receiving support. I don't think it's a thematic deck like how Albas was or Visas, or even the new Medius the Pure strategy. I don't think it belongs in there, but I think the strategy is crazy. Anytime you get a deck that can just special summon level 3 monsters to your side of the field, it's been proven historically to be busted. Level 3 monsters are way too good to ignore, which is also why I think Cherubini Ebon Angel of the Burning Abyss is one of those ones. It also got reprinted in the first Rarity Collection. The Fallen and the Virtuous is my last card that I want to tell you guys about because the card is just so freaking crazy. People think that this card is just strictly for branded, and I couldn't emphasize on how wrong you are. I want you guys to think of this card closer to cards like Super Polymerization and Ultimate Slayer. By committing some cards in your extra deck, you'll get a usable resource. This time with the Fallen and the Virtuous is a free destruction on the field, and another Fallen and the Virtuous into your hand or into your Albas combos if you play that as an engine. It is just downright stupid to look at a card that was reprinted inside of a structure deck, and that's only reprinted inside of a structure deck, and be like, you're not going to be expensive if more people catch on, because in fact, it is. So if you don't have your Fallen and the Virtuous, you probably should be picking them up now. And that's all that I have for the cards that you should buy before they skyrocket in price. I'm not gonna lie, I do have some other cards that I'm going to be cooking up. I talk about them all the time on stream, Monday, Wednesday, Friday, 3 p.m. Pacific Standard Time on Twitch. And of course, the Discord is back and running. Hopefully, I'm not banned, so you guys can always talk on there. Lastly, of course, I do put this video up a little bit early on my Patreon as a special thank you for helping me pay my editors. But if you guys want to support the channel and can't necessarily monetarily, all you got to do is post down below in the comment section what are some cards that you guys are picking up and spread the information. Until then, big dogs, I can't wait to see you on the next video.